So Tony was entirely unprofessional. And that's not the first time. I've agreed to do an interview with someone that comes off as totally unprofessional. Not prepared, doesn't show up, didn't do their homework. And I'm not picking on Tony here. I'm revealing something that will change your entire life. My name is Mr. 2020. This is the Power of Imagination podcast, where we explore one thing and one thing only: the wonder-working power of the human imagination. Neville Goddard says you are the power, you are the operant power. It does not operate itself. So I started doing interviews once in a while when I have some spare time. It's been an enjoyable and a very frustrating experience. And I got to admit something to you. I didn't bother fully revising for them. Neville Goddard says if you believe, you will not pass another without lifting their cross. And by doing so, you discover that you are love, you are light itself. And you know, one of the things that I've noticed is when I imagine lovingly for anyone who I pass or who pops into mind, I'm blessed. So Tony got on the call yesterday, 2 minutes late. Unprepared. After about 3 or 4 minutes, he says, hey, do you want to do it today, or do you want to set it up for another time? I said, I'd like to do it today. And we didn't. And we just had a chat. And it was a lovely chat. And it was a bullshit chat. And I got off the Zoom call. And I didn't revise. I was self-indulgent. You ever do that? It didn't take long for me to go, you know what? This is a pattern. It's a pattern that repeats. I bet it repeats for them too. You get the gold there? It's a pattern. It's a pattern that repeats. And I bet it repeats for them too. And if I believe, I'm not going to let that continue. So I take the last couple, right? The first one, the most recent one, and one other that pops into mind. And I revise them. Instead of just saying, I will not waste my time with this fella, I revise the entire experience. Because I'm the guy who buys top shelf steaks. I bought a bunch of T-bones the other day for less than the price of ground meat. And I've got them aging in the refrigerator right now. They will be divine. I've already hit one, but I like to let them age for about a week. God, they'll be gorgeous. I'm that guy. I get top shelf for ground meat prices. I do it with cars, I do it with meat, and I do it with exposure. I've been settling for ground meat that's spoiled when it comes to these podcast people. Because my job is not just to imagine that the interview went well and that people love it, but to do that for every single one of these people. Because if they're doing this pattern and it's repeating, and I suspect it is, and I let that grow, there's more of that in the world. This is my Garden of Eden. This is my opportunity to redeem. Neville Goddard said if I could teach one thing, it would be revision. Read Pruning Shears of Revision and a couple other goodies, you'll see. He fell in love with it. I hated it. And I admit it. I have told people time and time again, I did not like revision, and that's because I was doing it wrong. So we made the video with the 3 errors, and we shared that a few days ago. And when you stop making the 3 errors, your entire life changes. Well, today we're going to say this. Let it be all about you, being the blessing for them as well. If you got gold today, identity-based manifesting. You can get the revision pack too, why not? But identity-based manifesting. And I'm going to tell you why. When I live from the identity of being the blessing, I can't help but be blessed and be the blessing. And I got to imagine lovingly for Tony. Right? He was on holiday. He should have never set that appointment up. And I get to imagine him as a professional. I also get to imagine me as someone who only deals with professionals and who always has. Which implies something. Anyone who I deal with is a pro. And that lifts them up too. And that's an identity. You feel the rock solidness of that? It's not hope. I'm not making my movies. I'm assuming an identity. Identity-based manifesting. Have a lovely day. And right now, just for fun, find something that you'd like to revise. Turn some bad into good, or better yet, turn some good into great. I'm doing that right now with my dog as we go into the silence. So here's another really subtle identity. Ready? Excuses are excellence. You are royalty. And today you are going to either settle for excuses. Well, Mr. 20 times are tight, something or another. I'm not that kind of guy. There goes my dog. Yo, back here. Anyway. Happy, loving puppy dad is glad you came back. Yes, he is. So I can settle for excuses, or I could soar into excellence. And you do that with identity. IdentityBasedManifesting.com. Have a great day. Enjoy your excuses or your excellence. Let me know. See ya.